The other thing that I wanted to talk about, because it was something that I was kind of going back and forth with someone on Twitter and talking about as I was watching the games, that Patriots-Jets game was really bad for Zach Wilson's confidence. I know the Jets, they got blown out 20. It was like 25-26. They got beat pretty bad, but the real loser of that game was the confidence of that rookie, Zach Wilson. Second overall pick, goes to a really, really bad team with not many weapons around him, not a great offensive line. Their best offensive lineman, Mekhi Becton, got injured early in week 1, so he was out, and it just got worse because you saw the offensive line in week 1 just completely let this kid get demolished. He looked, you know how it was a meme last year to say, oh, Joe Burrow is going to get demolished behind his offensive line? This was not a meme. This was a reality for Zach Wilson today, or on Sunday, rather, that he got destroyed by the pass rush. And look, and there were points where the Patriots weren't even getting penetration through the line, and Zach Wilson still looked rattled. And that's what happens. That's what I was warning Jets fans about. That's what I was warning the New York Jets about. Because when you have a rookie quarterback who is, like Zach Wilson is, unpolished, untested on the NFL level, and who probably is more of a prospect than an actual plug-and-play quarterback right now in his career, when you have a guy like that, you cannot allow him to be fed to the wolves on a team that doesn't play defense, that can't block, that doesn't have many weapons around him, that doesn't have a running game. And you cannot do all of that and expect him to be successful. And we are seeing exactly why that is. Zach Wilson, I think, still can be a good quarterback if the New York Jets save him by benching him. And I'm not saying, bench him for his performance. No, bench him for his own safety. Because you can bring in quarterbacks who will probably be more mentally ready to deal with what Zach Wilson is currently dealing with out there on the NFL field. However, you cannot allow a young quarterback like Zach Wilson to go out there and get his confidence absolutely shot in his rookie year. Because the way the Jets are looking right now, they might be on their way to like 1-17 or 1-16, whatever it is. They might be on their way to only winning 1 or 2 games this year. And then if they're picking at the top of the draft, you got a guy like Rattler out there who everyone agrees on is like the next big thing, who everyone agrees on is going to be NFL ready by the time he comes out of college. You're going to take him, and then what's Zach Wilson going to be? He's going to be a broke man's Josh Rosen. Don't allow Zach Wilson to become a broke man's Josh Rosen. Allow him to develop. Allow him to learn. Allow him to get acclimated to an NFL offense. Allow him to get acclimated to how the NFL works. But don't throw him to the wolves. Give him absolutely nothing to go on. Don't give him absolutely no help and expect him to succeed, because it is a recipe for disaster. And we've seen this with Jets quarterbacks. It's almost cyclical at this point. Look at Sam Darnold and what he's doing right now in Carolina. He's looking great. Sam Darnold is looking amazing. We'll talk about him more in depth in just a minute, but he's looking great down there. There were times he looked good, times he looked great, times he looked really freaking bad on that New York Jets team, because that Jets team was really bad, and they got rid of him, and he didn't pan out in New York. Mark Sanchez, he's probably actually the most coddled Jets quarterback, but they also put him in when he probably wasn't ready. And later on down the line, they didn't put the right pieces around him. And they have just not done a good job of developing quarterbacks. Geno Smith, the list goes on and on and on. Big shout out to Bryce Petty, by the way. So the Jets are notorious at not developing quarterbacks. So when you drafted this guy on a team that is not notorious for developing quarterbacks, actually notorious for ruining quarterbacks or not knowing how to tap into their potential, and you don't help him at all, this Zach Wilson's career is on a downward trajectory in week 2. In 2 games in, he threw 4 picks. He didn't look like he was ready. He looked rattled. He looked like he didn't belong, and that is not what you want. You want your rookie quarterback to show poise, and this is not the fault of Zach Wilson. I want to make that abundantly clear. You want your rookie quarterback to show poise. You want him to look at least confident and shrug off mistakes. It did not look like that for Zach Wilson on Sunday. It looked like Zach Wilson was they got to him mentally. The Patriots did, and it's just sad because this is a guy in Zach Wilson who I think has potential. Dude's got an absolute cannon of an arm, but they are turning Zach Wilson, someone who many people thought Zach Wilson, there was this crazy thing of people thought he was going to be Mahomes. I don't agree with that comparison. In my opinion, Wilson could have been, I think, a lot more like a Jared Goff type player. They turned someone who probably should have been maybe a better version of Jared Goff into Jimmy Clausen or Josh Rosen. Pick you whatever bust quarterback you want. That's what they're turning him into. And I'm telling you, Jets fans, it is a slippery slope with you guys and quarterbacks. It's a slippery slope. You shouldn't start him. If you want to salvage his career and salvage what you have, your investment in him, take him out right now and put in someone else. Let him learn. Maybe down the line throughout the season, at the end of the season, put him in for a few games. Test him out a little bit. Invest in him, but don't expect to win him when you're ruining his confidence. Don't expect that at all. He never should have started the season to begin with. Not at all. It was a fool's errand. A fool's errand on that team to expect him to be confident, successful, and poised. A fool's errand, and that is on the New York Jets. It's on Robert Saleh, who I have a lot of respect for, who I think is going to be a good coach. But man, they should not have put that kid in. And look, you got someone like Josh Johnson on the depth chart in New York. You can do some things with Josh Johnson. He's still a pretty fast quarterback. You can do some things with him. He's been around the NFL. He's acclimated to it. Put him in. What's the harm? What's the difference? The only harm in putting Zach Wilson in, we might have just wasted the second overall pick because we didn't know what we were doing and we ruined him. Jets. Suck. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.